Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime 3. In the last episode, we did a little bit more of item and scan roundup, and in this episode, we're finally going to be heading to the GFS Valhalla to explore that area, and also pick up the expansions and scans that are there. So we'll see how long it takes. I'm guessing it'll probably take a little longer than one episode to do. It's not that big of an area, but it's also not, not tiny either. So we'll fly right there, and this time we get to see the cutscenes. I really do like the area, and once it actually comes up on screen here, you'll probably see why. It's more really fun space-looking stuff, like a nebula in the background. So welcome to the GFS Valhalla. It has this really interesting kind of reddish vibe going on. That's mostly just going to be in the docking area here. The insides will look a little bit more like the Olympus, but I'm just going to take in this view here for a moment. And we'll get down to business. So, nothing important to scan in this room. We have a door, controlled by a terminal. Now, the main gimmick with this area is going to be that things need power to work, and we've been picking up a whole bunch of energy cells. We have 8 currently, and here's the 9th one. So, this is the maximum number of energy cells. You can technically get everything in the Valhalla as far as the upgrades go without getting all of the... Oh wait, you can scan some of this stuff? I'm gonna try it. But you can get all of the upgrades without getting some of the energy cells if you do some tricks to skip some of them. But since the energy cells are required for item completion, we have to get them anyways, so... The good thing about waiting to do this is that we have all of the energy cells now, and we can just do it all in one go. Now, I think part of the intent behind it is, once you get the communication from the Federation that they found the Valhalla, you're supposed to go to it, explore a bit, realize that you need more energy cells, and then go out, find them, and come back. So let's see, there are going to be... and so the game will tell you where some of the energy cells are. So they do have scan locations, kind of like the totems in the Artifact Temple in Prime 1, and the locks for the Sky Temple keys in Prime 2. So I'm pretty sure that these do not count towards your logbook. So if you collect the energy cells, then you don't need to collect things. Now, as you can see on the wall over there, there are some shriek bats. Yeah, our favorite type of enemy to scan. I'm going to try to inch forward until I can get the scan. Okay, see, I should be locked onto them now. Okay, good. Now, I'm pretty sure they will respawn, so if you really need, want to get the scan and you have trouble getting it, you can probably leave and come back, but I would rather not do that because it takes up time. So these are phased on shriek bats, aggressive ceiling dweller that dive bombs approaching organisms. Even more aggressive than normal species, Phazon shriekbats will not hesitate to attack any creature that wanders too close. Their dive bomb attack erupts in a burst of Phazon energy, which usually proves fatal to the weaker organisms. These shriekbats are mainly found in areas with high amounts of Phazon. Instead of the usual insects and small creatures shriekbats usually feed on, these have come to rely on Phazon as a food source. Okay, so we get ourselves another red credit for that. Now, I think there were some mini-roids that flew through this area, but we were too far back to get their scan. But we should be able to get that scan in the next room here. Have some more Federation soldiers that had their life energy sucked away by Metroids. And we're going to have to clear some of them out of the way here. So here are the mini-roids. So we'll basically always be in this room. Combat rating, negligible. Infant has not developed powers. Mini-roids, tiny and weak, will travel in a flock for protection. They float and fly about in search of sustenance. Those that survive will grow quickly, becoming the feared parasites known throughout the cosmos as Phazon Metroids. Of course, we have some Phazon Metroids in here as well. So I'm going to take them out. And just one more? No, I guess not. So I think the mini-roids are the only scan that we need to get in here. There is a branch path in this room, so one of them is going to be on the ground level. Here to the right. Oh, there you are. Hi. Okay. So I think we want to go through here because I believe this is a dead end. Stairwell. Okay, so this is one of the areas that you can skip these energy cells if you do something clever. So, not sure if I'm going to be able to do this. Yeah. So the trick that you need to do is basically have to do like a spring ball instant unmorph, and then you can double jump if you do it quickly, and that'll get you up to that ledge without needing to activate these ramps. But I'm not very well practiced at it at all, so I'm not gonna waste a ton of time trying. There are some new enemies here, and I confused the liquid Phazon with these. These are phasing, while crawling shapeshifter vulnerable to physical stress, because these ones are the ones that are actually more like the inglets. Phasing bodies are weak to physical stress and can be easily pulled apart. These morphing blobs of Phazon often prefer to stay in puddle form and will only shift out to attack. Their ability to move over all types of terrain allows them to position themselves at a distance before attacking with bursts of Phazon energy. So, as the scan says, you can actually use the grapple lasso on these guys, and you can, draw back energy out of them too. So, they can actually be a good way of replenishing your health, because you can actually pull on them for a while while you're still getting health out of them. So that's a neat little tactic that you can employ. Let's see, there is, yes, so this is a lore entry here. There are a few Galactic Federation lore entries here on the Valhalla that you will need to get. This one is about the Talon 4 incident. Planet Talon 4, formerly a Chozo colony, was struck by a stellar object 50 years ago. Object was later determined to contain large quantities of Phazon. The Chozo were able to stave off the spread of Phazon at the cost of many Chozo lives. The survivors abandoned the planet, fleeing to an unknown location. Decades later, Hunter Samus Aran responded to a distress call in the sector and discovered a space pirate Phazon mining station there. Aran eliminated both the pirate and Phazon threat from the planet, though not without cost. So that is detailing our efforts in the first Prime game. And once we get through here, this room has a missile expansion in it. I believe this is just a dead end. Although it does have a scan location for another energy cell, if you're in need of that. So, look out the window at the pretty red lights, and we'll double back. And one of the things I also do want to comment on here is the atmosphere is really great. It really nails that, isolation, exploring an area, you're all by yourself, So you have to give it props for that, because it definitely pulls that off very well. So now we have to actually ascend in this room to get to the other door, which is over there. You will have to time your jump through here, as the electricity will spark occasionally. So device is short-circuiting. Right, so in this room, I think there are more phase-ings. Yep. Not important scans of dead bodies as well. Now, you don't have to use the grapple lasso on the phasing. You can use normal beam weapons on them. But I think the grapple lasso, unless you hit it directly with a charge shot, like a Nova Beam charge shot, will be faster. Yeah, because that wasn't fully charged, but I'm not sure if a fully charged Nova Beam shot would take them out. Okay, we have another fork here. And I think the way forward is to the left. So let's go to the right here first. Another energy cell location. Alright, okay, we actually... In order to do what we need to do in this room, we're going to need to come from another area. So, I actually think that going left was the way to go, because there's a missile expansion under the floor here, but, as you can tell, we can't exactly get to it. But this room actually looks similar to the room that we woke up in after we got the PED suit, which... for the developers, they can reuse assets in some of these areas and just add some rubble, change the lighting, that kind of thing. Now, hey. So are you a liquid phazon or a phasing? Okay, so this is actually a liquid phazon. It's impossible to tell the difference until they actually start doing things. So, for now, let's head this way. So aside from opening up the door at the beginning, if you don't want to get all the upgrades here, you will need one energy cell for that door. And the second one that is required to clear this area is right here, because you need an energy cell to activate this elevator. Because there's no way to get past this, as far as I know of, without the energy cell. So that's 2 that are required so far. Now, we can leave through the door here, but you keen-eared viewers might have heard a missile expansion in this area. So just go through the tunnel, fall down, and it's right here. So let's see, this room is auxiliary lift. And we'll need to ride this back up to get out. Oop. I almost just rolled off. Yeah, that would not have been good. Alright. So this puts us out on the top floor again. So we can roll through here. I think we'll have new enemies here. No, just more Metroids. And this is where the Nova Beam comes really in handy. You have a bunch of Phazon Metroids and you just kind of keep mashing A at them. So I think this way goes forward. So I'm actually going to go across here first. We're going to need Seeker missiles for this. And of course there's still another Metroid here. Alright. So this will actually take us into the room directly above the one with the missile expansion from earlier. Once the door actually loads, that is. Yeah. It is a nice touch though that they have, there are areas that are depressurized here, so you know, the air blowing out of doors does make sense. So I have to give them props for that. That is not the visor I want. Another energy cell location here. System analysis complete. It's not energized. Okay, so what we want, an explosive blast could probably destroy it, so load that out with a missile. We have more atomics in this room, which we have seen before, and we also have a new enemy down here. These are Phazon hoppers, covered with crystallized Phazon, spits venom from a distance. Phazon hoppers are more resilient than other hoppers, but can still be damaged by standard weaponry. The crystallized Phazon covering their bodies provides additional protection from attack. Like other hoppers, these are capable of long-range assault. They will spit bursts of Phazon venom at prey from a distance. So, just be careful of the atomic in this room. That one went hyper mode, so just follow suit. Oh, and so did that one. Because if you charge up your beam, it will come towards you and it can hurt you, so just be wary of that. Oh, there are more of them. So I recommend if they go into hyper mode, just go into hyper mode too. It will make it a lot easier to dispatch. Okay, so there are a few things for us to do in this room. There is an energy cell location if you need that. And then there's a scan in here. Olympus class battleship. So you can get this scan on the GFS Olympus. I don't remember exactly where, but I know you can get it there because, as you can tell, it's already green for us. So in the event that you miss the one on the Olympus, you can get the scan again here, and this one will always be here. Unlike, you know, the Olympus, which once you leave it and land on Norian, you can't go back. So there is a ship missile under the floor here, which we will need energy cells to access. So I'm gonna place one in here, and I think we need one on the other side as well. Yep, there we go. That's going to open up a hatch for us, which will blow the ship missile expansion away. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess we're going to have to go after it. So this should look familiar. By the way, there's nothing you can do to catch it. At least I'm pretty sure you can't actually get it before it stops moving here. So it goes to the end of this tunnel, and then we can finally get it. So if you keep going, this will put us out in, I believe it's Medlab Alpha is the name of the room. Or not. Okay, this is actually, let's see where this leads. You're going all the way through the walls here. Oh, okay, so it actually spits us out on the lower floor? Okay, that it does. In that case, maybe I was wrong about the missile expansion in here. Maybe we actually need to get that from down here. So let's take a closer look around. Oh. Whoops. We just need to clear out this. Now we can get it. Oh, and there are also phazon hoppers in here too. They are pretty resilient, you know, even without going into hyper mode. And of course you had to go into hyper mode right before I would have been able to get to you. Alright, so let's pick up this expansion. Actually, we have to pull this off first. Then we can pick it up. Alright, so we have only one more missile expansion left to go until we reach the maximum, which is 255. We're all done on the energy cells too. The last energy tank is here on the Valhalla, and we're all good on ship missiles as well. So we go into the menu here, and yeah, we only have 3 pickups left. So one of them is a major upgrade. One of them is the missile expansion. The last one is the energy tank. So we're very nearly at 100% of the items. It's going to be a little while before we get completion on the logbook, however. So I think we're getting kind of up there on time, so I'm going to get back up to the area, the hallway that we were in previously. And once we get to that, then I will cut out. Hey, you guys want to not, like, ruin my party of standing in front of a door by myself? It's a very exclusive party, and you're not invited. Having a note makes this so nice. Alright, so with that, thank you very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Metroid Prime 3. I've been redxparasite, signing out.